All right, what's going on, everybody?
Morning, morning.
Morning, morning. What we got?
This is what, episode 15?
Episode 14, actually.
Episode 14 of the Geared Accountability Podcast.
Heck yeah.
Thank you to everyone showing up. This is going to be an interesting episode.
Yes, for sure. So, what are we talking about this week, man? From the book,
This
Discipline and
is
Destiny.
Destiny Part 2 is about temperance and the mental side of
Hmm.
discipline, the strength that you walk into
Hmm.
conflicts where it has nothing to do with being physical, all to do with how you handle it mentally. That's part 2.
Yeah, so mentally.
Yeah.
What was part one for everybody listening?
So the part one, which if you guys are interested, check out our other episodes,
Hmm.
is about the body and treating it as a temple, making it strong so that the saying goes, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy body.
Yeah. So, with this one, it was difficult, right, to show up to the podcast today. Yeah. For me,
Yeah,
yeah, it was hard.
I got a few hours of sleep.
Yeah. I got a few hours of sleep too, and I'm doing this push-up challenge too. 350 per day,
Yeah, yeah,
uh, something to gear my accountability in place, right?
yeah,
To make me grow my chest and my push movements, all while, doing this podcast too. So, but I'm still here because I know there's a bigger calling. So, we want to talk about today about like, well, how come you show up? Like, how come you show up? You know, not just the yeah. How come you show up to the podcast and how did
yeah.
yeah? Tell me more, man.
I show up to the podcast because it helps me get over public speaking. It
Yeah.
allows me to share some of my experiences and the lessons that I learned in the way that I would like to deliver them to you guys.
Yeah.
Helps with my speaking and my communication and the way I can look back at the things that I need to improve on so
Mm.
to get better as just like an overall human being. That's why I
Yeah.
show up, even when I'm tired as fuck.
Oh yeah, I like that too. I like reviewing the the footage tape. That's how I look at it. It's kind of
I,
like football. Yeah.
brother, I cringe.
Yeah, I cringed so many times. Yeah. Um, yeah, man.
Why
Yeah,
do you show up, brother?
I show up because I know that I mean from the book it says like practice is progress. So the more we practice public speaking, and I know that I stutter a lot, you know, and that's something I'm trying to work on as well. And so I know that if I keep showing up and practicing, there's progress. But if there's no showing up, there is no progress. So,
Right.
and mostly I show up too because this is a personal brand that I've been really serious about for like a decade of my life. So I think it's important to have to speak on things that are important, that what I feel about, about being an athlete and just leading by example as an athlete and the difficult times that I go through because, we're all human and
Yeah.
just trying to share the experiences of, what I go through. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot that everyone can learn from each other's experiences and lessons, the good and the bad. You have a set of experiences that are so unique to you.
Hmm.
And this podcast allows it to be put on a billboard for everyone to see.
Yeah.
You have experience with the meal prep business.
Yeah.
and the struggles with having a brick and mortar business and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
having the niche of marketing that. You mentioned your brand. You have to market it a certain way to hit those athletes.
Yeah.
My brand is has changed over the years, and I think I finally found exactly what my brand is, and it has guitars in it, it has bodybuilding in it, it has tattoos in it, it has motorcycles in it. Whatever that is my brand. I don't really have a full name for it just yet, but I will eventually.
Yeah. It evolves, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Before it was bodybuilding. I rode motorcycles still. Tattoos are a big thing. I mean, I have a hand tat.
Yeah. I don't have any tats, so we're complete opposite.
Dude, I love tats, man. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
completely blasted, but they're expensive. So
Yeah.
one at a time. My half of my arm is it costing me $2,000. A little bit more, give or take. My Grim Reaper right here. I have a Grim Reaper and I have an Owl. This one was a 10-hour session. Did it all in one go. That was about a grand. And then the one inside my forearm, I have a Knight. This one was an 8-hour session. 8-hour session, one go.
Oh, that's a knight. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I think it's from Dark Souls. And then I got a sword right here, a flaming sword from the book of Genesis in the Bible. And then I have my hand, which is the devil in a cage with a rosary holding my cross, same cross.
mm,
I got this cross specifically because I know in the future I'm going to have a son and I'm going to gift my cross to him once he's old enough. And I still want something to resemble my cross. I've been
mm,
having this cross for 8 years now. So it's uh
mm,
it's a faith token.
mm.
This whole tattoo thing is a memorial, so to speak.
Nice. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, um, another thing I wanted to talk about was peptides.
What about peptides?
That's a big topic right now, and I just want to relate it back to the book about how even strong leaders like presidents or JFK back in the day, um, he was he was leading, but we did not know in the background that he was taking all this medication, and he was actually abusing a lot of medication, and the doctors even told him that you need to start working out and you need to start focusing on your health. But even the strongest leaders wanted to take the easy way out. And, behind the public attention, he was abusing a bunch of medication. So that brought up to mind about like I thought about peptides and I was like, how people right now are taking peptides. It's like it feels like to me that it it's like a new trend.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, does anybody even need to be on that to get progress? Yeah.
So I've been working out for just over 8 years, and peptides are great if you have a foundation, a platform.
Hmm.
Most importantly, if you have a direction with what you're going to go with peptides. I know a couple guys who just hopped on peptides. They have a little bit of muscle mass on them, and at the end of the day, really, hey, do what you want. It,
Yeah.
it's
Do what you want, man.
it's a good tool to have. Then you have the other cats who don't have a direction, who don't have a plan, and are injecting themselves because it's a cool thing. It's
Or
like
the next thing. Yeah.
It's just the same as you're putting steroids in your system, not working out, expecting to get results. It's just
Yeah.
not gonna work out that way. That I disagree with. I'm like, dude, you're gonna fuck up your internal system.
Yeah. Your regulation of everything. You know,
Yeah.
there has to be a plan in place too if you're going to do something that's different, you know.
Health wise, that's the
Yeah.
stance I'm taking.
Yeah,
Like
health wise.
no plan and you're expecting some results, and you're injecting your body with this foreign object, it's not gonna end well. You know, the other side of the coin, we take a look at bodybuilders and how they inject steroids. They have a plan, they have a direction. There's a reason why they do that.
Yeah.
I would never recommend somebody to take steroids unless they're trying to be an IFBB pro, flat
Yeah.
out. But there
Yeah.
really is no reason for it.
Yeah, there really isn't.
Matter of fact, when I was younger and getting into bodybuilding, and this bodybuilding was my vision. I wanted to be an IFBB pro. Steroids was a real thing. I wanted to reach my natural potential and then hop on a cycle
Sure.
and see how far I can go with that. But now I'm like, I want to see if I can do it natural. I'm gonna start working towards that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you want to like do natural versus IP pro route? Like,
Because I saw someone who did it natural
yeah,
and I realized that you don't need steroids to do it. And that gave me inspiration to think that I can do it too. And that
yeah.
person is Greg Doucette.
Oh, Greg, you said, huh? Nice. That's pretty lean, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get inspired by the natural bodybuilders just because it's natural. Like, just that mere fact, you're like, interesting. And then I want to know, okay, what does natural include then? Like, does peptides include it?
In steroids or in
Or
body.
in bodybuilding? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does? So
Yeah.
peptides are considered natural? Well, yeah, it is actually.
Man,
Yeah.
it's a fine line.
Because it's so new, it's not new.
No.
Yeah,
But when I think of a natural bodybuilder, I think of someone who does protein, creatine,
yeah,
multivitamins, but not
ex-
steroids, SARMs, Anabol, or Tren,
yeah,
E-ball, Anavar,
yeah,
they don't do any of those. They
yeah,
put a needle in their ass. That's
yeah,
what I think when I think about a natural bodybuilder. So I don't know if peptides count because you're
yeah,
still putting a needle in your ass.
yeah. I'm watching this one natural bodybuilder begin. He was watching my stuff actually for a while back in 2023,
Yeah.
and I was surprised. I was like, "Oh shit, this guy's watching me," and interacting. And I've been seeing him now, like 3 years later. He's up on stage now, and I was like, "Damn." His Instagram is show me gains.
Hey, sounds familiar.
Is not familiar? Yeah, show me gains, and
Is he an Asian
like,
guy?
no, he's a black guy, and I was just like, dude, this guy's pretty good, man. I was like, I like watching his story and how he's coming up. Um, but the reason why I bring that up too is like, I don't know, man. I remember the struggles of like trying to get big, just trying to get big, and I was doing it wrong. Like I was doing it really wrong. Like, I would just eat anything in sight and be like, okay, let me just eat anything in sight and work out. Like I've been in that. That was back in like 2019, something like that.
Yeah.
And and then I just got obsessed with it later on. But like let me go back to like the struggle of like okay, so what I did in the beginning, right, was I would just eat like fast food, right? I would eat like I would actually try to literally force myself to eat, and it's like an unhealthy relationship with food. And I think every person who gets into fitness is going to go down that road. Do you think that?
Any person who gets into fitness and they don't have a coach,
Yeah,
it'd be easy for them to fall into that trap
yeah,
of
yeah,
treating food as something more than what it is.
yeah. So there's a lot of discipline that comes from that, and but having that experience of having an unhealthy relationship with food, I think it's just like a crossroad. Like, or you can just like get a coach. I think that would help a lot. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so
When I was losing weight, I mean, when I was first getting into fitness, I wouldn't consider me having a bad relationship with food because I don't really think about food as having a relationship at all. It's not a human
yeah,
being.
it's not a human being. I
No,
heard that one before. Yeah.
it's fuel. That's how I saw it, and that's how I still see it.
Yeah.
Although once I got into bodybuilding and I started to really look at myself in the mirror and to look at the bicep inches and my waist and my chest,
Yep.
definitely caused some body dysmorphia for sure. Because
Yeah,
I
you're
would
gonna
look
go
at
through that.
myself in the mirror and see myself as, oh man, I'm still fat. Meanwhile, I'm 12% body fat and I have abs. And I got veins coming down my shoulder all the way down to my bicep. And my Christmas tree is ribbed. And I'm still thinking, oh yeah, I'm still fat.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the dangerous part of bodybuilding for me, just to share my experience, was my ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that it made me so full of myself at one point. Like that's all I would focus on. Like that level of obsession. And when you go there, I feel like it's really important to take a step back and and really like be careful with like how
Hmm.
much you think that way. But then on the other end of the spectrum, I know that we should not, lower our standards just to make people comfortable, right? Like we should always have a higher ceiling and we should be aspirational, right?
What's the fine line then from ego and
Hmm.
holding your high standards?
Love that. Accountability. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And when you feel convicted that you're right, you are right. And we talk about it.
I can sort of speak on that as a manager.
Tell me more about that.
Being a manager, I have so much power.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I can't allow that to affect the way that I'm leading my guys.
Hmm.
It definitely does come off power trippy for any manager who tries to demand. I really try
Yeah.
not to demand.
Like, yeah.
There's a fine line working as a manager and leading these guys. For example, when shit hits the fan and there's a million things that need to get done.
Yeah.
The way I think of it, if an hourly employee has 50 things to get done, then the manager has 100 things to get done.
Mm.
But just because they have 100 things to get done doesn't give them the right to complain and bitch and to treat their employees like shit and to say that you don't get enough compensation to be demanding someone to be doing all the tasks just because you have other tasks that need to be done.
Yeah.
For me, being a manager really gives me the opportunity to exercise my leadership skills, to handle all that extra stress, and to also lead my group because they're stressing just the same as I'm stressing, except I can't show it. I have to make sure that they see me as the pillar. So when that they stress and they bitch and they complain, they look at
Mm.
me and they see that I'm not bitching, I'm not complaining.
Mm. Yeah.
And it sets the standard without me having to even say anything.
Yeah, man. I have yet to be in that type of leadership role. So I applaud you, man. Um, the only leadership role I have is running my business. And I'm just the guy. That's it so far. Right. And but yeah, I come back to the Stoic principles of of that, man. Um, that's crazy. Um,
Yeah. You will one day. You have that about you.
I think so, yeah. Will come. One of the things that I'm learning as I go too is we are just talking about ego versus the dichotomy of ego, if you will, right? Um, taking feedback. I've been practicing that a lot more this year, a lot. Just sitting with it. When I'm wrong, I'm hella wrong. Like, okay, but not just being overly like, oh yeah, I'm always wrong. Like you got to like stand with your balls, right, on something. And and not all feedback is always feedback that you should accept.
Right.
Um, but I know that if there's a recurring pattern, one thing I like to talk about is if there's a recurring pattern in something that someone's talking about you, then it definitely needs to be addressed in yourself. And we gotta like resolve that. So I've been told in the past that I have ego, so that's why I talked about it. And um, yeah, what about you? Like, what do you feel that you need to work on that that's a pattern, or if you need to work on it?
It really depends on who's giving me the feedback,
Mm,
how much I value it. I think I value all feedback to a certain degree,
mm,
but depending on who says it to me
mm,
and how they say it, it dictates whether or not it's going to be more valuable or less valuable. So if it's somebody that I don't value's opinion, for example, and they're telling me that I have an ego, to me it's just
it's
it's
no.
not coming from a place of sincere, genuine
Yeah,
honesty.
I like that, dude. Okay.
And so I go through this framework with the Stoic principles and the virtues. And this is why part two is so crucial, having a strong mentality.
Mm.
It gives you a framework to work within to know that this information that you've just received from this person, is this something that's going to help you, or is it going, or is it just trash,
No noise versus signal.
noise pollution?
Yeah, aligned with your goals, right?
Precise. If you were to ask me, I don't think ego is a bad thing.
You think so?
Everyone has an ego,
Uh, oh yeah, that's part of the human's psyche. Yeah.
but it's how you steer that ego.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not because your ego is too big, but maybe it's because your delivery isn't impacting the way that you imagine it impacting.
Okay.
That's something that can be improved on versus ego is much more complex. It's just this box of character traits. Your ego is too big. It's like, well, ego can mean a lot of things. It can mean that maybe I'm too loud, maybe I'm overbearing, maybe I'm saying it with the wrong tone, maybe I'm yelling at somebody that is
Yeah.
too sensitive,
Hmm.
and unpacking all of those things. One thing that I'm improving on is in my leadership skills on encouragement
Hmm.
through the suck with my
Encouragement through the
guys.
shift. Yeah.
Just last night, we closed the restaurant at 12:30 in the morning. The doors officially closed at 11 p.m. So we were there an hour and a half later than what we could have been. That was on me because I failed at lack of preparing for the rest of the night. We ran out of a few different food items too. And so I don't blame any of my guys
Hmm.
as a manager. I think you can't. Everything everything falls back on you. So if my guy messes up, that's on me because I should have showed him
Good
the right.
framework. It's a good framework because I hear this a lot is yeah, extreme ownership is one, but I mean, being a husband, I feel like everything falls on the husband in some way. Like
Yeah,
in a family,
yeah.
especially as being a dad, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of father figures around. Yeah, it makes you're the head honcho, dude. So you got to be working on your personal development. But continue, man. I want to know more. You said leadership.
Well, you brought up a good point about being a husband.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was single, there's a mode of being that I can't be as a husband. We all know you can't act single while being in a relationship. We get that part. But there also is a level of honor, dedication, determination, commitment that is much stronger that you have to uphold as a husband because now there's someone looking to you for answers. You are the pillar. It's not like you can act like you don't care. You have to act like you do care, even though
Yeah.
you may not have the answer, and be willing to be wrong sometimes.
Oh yeah. I love I love being married because there's so much accountability in your mission
Yeah,
that's there, dude.
yeah,
And
there is.
there's like, hey, like your direction will be felt. And if you're off, dude, every action, man, everything matters. You know what I'm saying? And I like that because it helps me stay accountable for sure in the mission.
I agree. It's not about your wife telling you that you're doing something wrong. It's that she is following you in your steps. And so when you actually do something wrong and you make a mistake, you're feeling it for two, not just one. She's feeling it. And although she's feeling it and she's telling you her concerns, you can share your concerns, but you got to be more mindful with
Very
what
much.
you're sharing.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of guys, and I do this, is that sometimes I'm just dealing with something and my head is just in warfare.
Yeah. That was me yesterday.
As a husband, I'm not going to lay that all out on my wife. That's
Yeah.
for me to bear.
Yeah. Don't do that.
And that's also my point that I'm making is that when I was single, it just didn't matter. I can complain about this, I can talk shit about this. But once you become a husband, you really have to be that stone, that solid person. At least that's my belief to be a great husband, to be that stone for your family.
Yeah. That's a great one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So Um, a book, right? Let's go off a little bit. So I want to pick something. I think we did this before. Um, let's see. One thing I got from reading half of the inner domain, right, is like just practice equals progress, right? We have to practice you have to practice is progress. So there's no such thing as it for example, perfectionism. If you do something and you didn't and you failed and you like give up, then you weren't really disciplined. You weren't disciplined at all. You gave up. So the book taught me to just to keep showing up to it, to the plan. And all of a sudden, I just randomly joined this 500 club or sorry, 350 push-up club.
Yeah.
It's funny how that happened while reading the book. So it's like every book I read, I something happens. It's like it's exciting. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next in the next book or something, right? And yeah, just wanted to share that. Yeah.
That's good, man. Your chest is gonna implode with those push-ups.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna apply that principle to my legs next. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I wanted to add that that is a mark of a great leadership, being disciplined, but showing up even though everything's going to shit.
It
When
will.
maybe maybe you're not in the right headspace.
Yeah.
When everything's feels like it's failing, and yet you still show up every day. You put in the progress. That's what a great leader is.
Yeah.
You really only lose when you quit.
Yeah.
This is a
So,
perfect example. For the past month for the past month, I've been doing 3 miles running slash
hey,
walking.
nice.
And there's some days where I just couldn't do that. Last week, my lower back inflamed, so I couldn't do my walk. It was too painful.
Damn, not even a walk? You
No.
okay? Is it
Yeah. Okay, now. Yeah, it's healed up.
peptides?
Nah.
No, don't do it.
Creatine,
Oh, creatine for sure. 10 grams?
5 grams.
Okay, nice.
Fast forward, there's some days that I get out really late and I'm so exhausted. Some days I push through it. I do my 3 miles. Some days I don't. But the important thing isn't the fact that you're doing it every single day and you miss one day and that's it. You're out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
What I found was, so what?
So
So what
what?
if you miss that day? Get back on the horse.
Hmm?
Day one. One day or day one.
Exactly.
And so I don't even treat those days where I didn't walk or I didn't run as something super substantial. It's just, all right, well, I didn't do it today. I gotta sack it up tomorrow. I gotta make sure I do it. Gotta
Yeah.
continue on the horseback. You do that, and you'll slowly start to reach your goals and you'll slowly start to reach your progress. And before you know it, you look back and you realize, holy shit, I've done 30 miles already.
Hmm.
That's where I'm at for logged. I did more than
Hey,
that.
you logged it too, yeah?
Yeah, I did more than
Nice.
that, but I have on my Nike Run app 30 miles so far.
Good. That's good, man. Yes. One thing that's really helped me, guys. So if you're trying to get discipline and you know that, oh, I messed up, so I can't, and then you end up falling back and you fall out of the race, is if you want to improve anything, track it. And that might seem so annoying, or you may not believe that tracking actually does wonders, but it actually does. Um, I give you guys an example. There's these sheets that my mentor gave out to us back in 2021,
Hmm.
when I started my online fitness business, and Kodie was there too. Um, and it's this Excel spreadsheet. It's like a list of, I think it's like ten metrics. And to this day, I still fill that out, even if I don't have nothing to show for it. I still fill it out. And why do I fill it out? Because Brandon Carter is hell inspiring. That's why. Like my mentor is super relentless, and I know that if this data doesn't mean anything, I'm still gonna fill it out. I fill out that damn sheet, you know. And I show up to fill out the sheet. That's another thing. Like showing up to make your bed, showing up to brush your teeth. I'm gonna show up. I don't care. You know, I'm gonna fill out
Yeah.
the sheet because the data on it will help me. I can review it, be like, oh my God, there's a lot of reds, or there's a lot of yellows, there's a lot of greens. I did good here. And just the mere act of tracking it actually holds you accountable because you're being watched by yourself.
Yeah, that's why I track my workouts. Not only the amount of weight that I'm using or how long of a rest periods I'm doing in between, but some workouts I feel like my left shoulder is feeling iffy or I have a cramp in my ab. So that information is useful for the next upcoming workouts where I can look back, okay,
Definitely.
what did I do on this day? Well, it seems like my left shoulder wasn't doing too good. I was feeling something in my rotator cuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then that day's workout, I'm going to make sure that I pay attention to my left shoulder. I may be lowering the weight, or I may be doing less volume, or I may be doing a different exercise altogether.
Mm-hmm.
My lower back, for example, I can't do deadlifts. I don't want to do deadlifts because it's too high of a risk to reward ratio. Just doesn't make any fucking sense for me. So that's not something I do. But what I can do lat machines. I could do pull-ups. I could do
There you go. That's an alternative.
Roman chairs. I can do higher reps. So there's alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
And in my workout, I'm paying attention to how my lower back feels and I'm jotting it down to prevent injury. All right. Now, if it's not injury, maybe I'm paying attention so that I can hit a higher weight next week. When I hit 315 on bench press, I was looking at
Please.
how heavy I was going on each set and how much volume I was doing per week. And I realized if I lower down the volume,
Mm-hmm.
I put in two extra heavier sets. That a week prior to me hitting the PR, I do one heavy set. I'm going to be primed to be able to hit my PR,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
resulted in getting me the three plates PR. But
that's
that's
great.
why it's so important to track, is because it gives you information to use so that you can actually hit your goals. That's why
Excel.
it's important. It's not important to just write shit down and never to look at it. You got to look at it. You got to look at the information, even if it cringes you. Like
Oh,
these podcast episodes that we're making, it's cringy as fuck to watch the video. To me, I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, God damn, did I say that wrong? But it gives you good information and things that I can work on and improve. Where coming into this next episode, I'm able to be a little bit more clear with what I'm trying to say.
gives me an idea. We need to put a review day. We should have a review day. I think we should review one video and just like talk about it. That's probably would be a good idea. What do you think?
To build off of your point, I think we should do that with a comparison of our 3-year-old video as well.
Oh yeah, that growth. That growth would be
We see
crazy.
the growth and we're not overly judgmental about what we're doing.
Yeah. Feedback loops, as they say in companies. Yeah. Yeah, I like how we talked about that's progressive overload. That's basically so let's talk about this, guys. Like fitness, right? One method, I always see this time and time again with people. One method is, pick a random workout and go to the gym. There's no really program. It's just go to the gym and work out. And then there's also like, going to the gym, working out, and then eating whatever. Like there's no like structure. The great thing though is on the other side, if you go to the gym with some structure and you know what to eat, how to eat, there's so much freedom that comes from that. You'll have your goals way faster
Why is there freedom?
because you'll be so free to do anything you want because you have now structure. Structure is freedom, in my opinion.
Structure is freedom. I like what you're saying. Could you unpack that a little bit more?
So when we have a structure, even if it's not the right structure, but it's a structure, you will have a feedback loop to use that and you can always improve it.
Mhm.
So structure helps you stay organized so you can do other things in your life that are way more important. But if you don't have any structure, you're just not going to get the goal done. I think we talked about this earlier. It was it's not that discipline equals freedom. It's that too much freedom equals who has discipline or not. Remember that?
It sounds familiar, but the quote is not ringing a bell.
Yeah. So there's a concept that I've been playing with from the book is if you have way too much freedom, too much abundance, you'll find out who has discipline or not. Because if you have way too much abundance, the person who doesn't have the structure or the discipline to do something, they're just going to do everything and they're not going to do anything. Anything. They're not going to hit their goal at all because they're doing too much. There's too much abundance. They're doing this, that, this. You got to have boundaries. That's why we have structure and discipline.
And a perfect example of that is Marcus Aurelius. He was one of the greatest emperors in Roman history who had more money than anybody could ever think. He had more land than anybody ever had. He had more servants, he had more slaves. Everything was given to him, and yet he still woke up early. He still hold himself accountable to eating basic foods when the world gave him everything that he could ever ask for. And so you look at someone like that who has everything.
Mm.
In modern times, think of Marcus Aurelius as the king of the world because back at those ages in I believe it was 180 BC
Yeah.
or
Right.
80, one of those. He essentially was the king of the world, and he held himself accountable because he knew the dangers of how much freedom can propose on someone if it's not restrained.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's how we get alcoholics. That's how we get
Yep.
drug users. That's how we get prostitutions and
Ah.
prostitutes.
Mhm.
But if you hold yourself with restraint, even though you have everything at the tips of your hand like we do today,
Yes,
come
exactly.
a couple taps and it just pops in our front door. You gain this self, you gain this strength of competence in yourself to be able to walk through the world with intention,
Mhm.
to feel like your life is in your hands, is in your control. Marcus Aurelius is a perfect example for that. That's one of the reasons why I'm living with restraint to certain aspects, whether it's food or whether it's waking up early or showing up for this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Holding myself accountable to these things allows me to handle the things that I can't foresee in life much better. And that's why it's important.
Yeah, I feel like in geared accountability, like why do we even name it that? And what brought to mind? It used to be always accountable. So why did you put like the gear part?
Well, you can think of it, it's honestly, man, I was just thinking about mechanical gears on my motorcycle.
Yeah,
That's
same.
all I was thinking about.
Yeah. I was thinking about when I heard geared, I was like, wait a minute. It sounds like we're on gear.
But it could also be seen as you're gearing up to be accountable.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Yeah, there's structure, right? Yeah, guys. So what I got from the book is there's way too much freedom, man. Yeah, that's the reason why people don't get anything done. Like for example, I've been playing with this one idea is like this abundance world that we're gonna soon have, right, in the next couple of years. Gonna be so much abundance as there is now. And the only thing you really have right now is just accountability. That's it. So that's something I'm playing with right now, man, in my branding is if you guys don't know, like I worked at Tesla and I remember Elon last year changed the mission statement um to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, but now it's changed to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable abundance. And the problem with that is, and there's no problem with that, that's great. But the only problem is if you have too much abundance, a lot of people are gonna, there's a lot of people that don't have discipline. So it's going to be exposed and there's going to be a flip side to that coin. Yeah. So,
Before we get too far into the metrics of AI from Tesla and the robots that they're making,
yeah.
in part two, temperance and mentality, what just came to me was being a manager and when dealing with people, it's being strict with your standards and being tolerant with others. And when I read that, at first I was going back and forth of what that meant for me in my situation. And just recently, being a manager, when I mentioned that these guys are, they have more, they're more susceptible to complaining and bitching around.
Yep.
And I'm the guy that they complain and bitch to.
And complain about too.
And so being being that as it may, when things need to be done, my job is about delegating tasks that need to be delegated. Sometimes they don't like that. They don't like the fact that they have to do this task. They don't like that they have to do an extra thing.
Yeah, man.
And I found that instead of tacking it on and fighting with this person or just being passive aggressive, I just hear their concerns.
Yeah.
I'm very much a easygoing manager, but I'm also fair. Where let's say my guy needs to do a task, I would go up to him like this. Let's say you're Bob.
So,
Hey Bob, I need you to do this task so that I'm able to go ahead and complete these other administration things that I'm doing. And maybe your response is, well, I'm having to do this, I'm having to do everything all by myself. My response to that is, hey, I get you. I still need to get that. I still need you to get that done. And then they do it. They may bitch and complain a little bit more, but I'm fair, saying, I hear your concern, yet I still need this thing done, man. And I don't entertain it anymore. And I walk on and I do my own duty and I act like that shit just fell off of my back.
okay. So it's like tone, right? Think.
Well, it's just being straightforward
Mm.
and being fair with the person. So sometimes I would say, if you do this, then you wouldn't have to do this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But what I like to do most of the times is do this so I can do this. That way we're here. Both of us are raising the standards for the business. If you complete that task, Bob, that'll allow me the time to complete this other task. That way we can leave 30 minutes early or 30 minutes before what it would rather be,
Yeah.
give or take. So it's give or take, giving and taking, giving and taking, giving and taking.
Okay.
Having the temperance to hold yourself accountable when having those discussions. It's always going to be uncomfortable telling another grown ass man what to do and not do it in a condescending way, but by doing it with encouragement and straightforwardness and clarity. The more clarity that you can give to someone, the easier it is. I actually had this, so I really enjoy my team and their habit of taking initiative on things. So when two of my workers are deciding who's going to do the dishes, they usually have the conversation with themselves. If they can't decide, then they come to me. But they're having this conversation this one day right next to me, and they were deciding who's going to do the dishes. I mean, I don't, one was saying, I don't really care. The other one was saying, well, I can do them for you, but do you want to do them? And he was saying, well, honestly, I don't know. Bro, I just turned around. I told him, if you do the dishes, you're good to go. You can go home. Okay, I'm gonna go do the dishes.
Because you said the word go home.
No, no, because I was just
Yeah.
decisive.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
What's gonna happen?
no, nothing is happening. You guys are having a conversation of nothing. So I'm gonna make a decision, and then everyone's happy. As a manager, as a leader, people sometimes want to have someone who makes decisions.
Yeah. So true.
So being that leader, you have to be comfortable in the uncomfortable by making those decisions. That's what I meant by it's always going to be uncomfortable telling another grown-ass man what to do. Always. Always going to have that weird feeling like, oh man, this guy is. I mean, I've told people what to do who are 30, 40, 50 years older than me, you know? And so there's a aura of like imposter syndrome that every leader has to get over. But if you do that and you have the temperance, it makes everyone's lives much easier. If you, as the leader, have the temperance to be able to do that, everybody else's life becomes easier because they know what to do, because they trust you now. Everyone likes a decisive person who's not afraid to make decisions. And who cares if it's the right decision or the wrong decision? You'll find out after you make the decision.
So true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think being definitely leading by example and in your daily life will help me. I think that's going to help me a lot. Is just continue to lead by example, and when there's crossroads, you do the right thing when no one's looking. Then you will always like when you hold yourself accountable by doing the right thing when no one's looking.
You know what's honorable about that? Well, I'm gonna add this and then I
Hmm.
think that that makes it more honorable, but you do the right thing when no one is looking and you don't mention it.
Yeah,
You don't mention it to anybody.
yeah, because that's your own accountability.
It's who you are.
Yeah,
As a manager, I have 100 tasks that I'm doing. My employees have 50 tasks that they're doing. I'm not going to tell them all the things that I'm doing,
yeah, you don't have to.
not just because I don't have to, but because as a leader, like what does that make me, how does that make me look like if I start to complain and bitch about all the things that I have to do?
Well, if you do that, others are going to do that too.
So
Trickle down the
it is
culture.
enabling, it's an enabling culture if that happens,
You set the culture.
but it also makes the leadership look weak.
Yeah, if that.
They can't hold their own.
Yeah.
Me and my leadership style, I'm very, very stoic, very fair. The shit that I need to get done that has nothing to do with my guys, that's me and my boss. That's where the conversation stems from. They don't give a shit what else I have going on. They care about their world.
Mm.
And as being a leader, I have to be mindful of that. That their world matters more than mine. Because I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for them anyways.
Yeah, servant leadership. I've heard of that one before too.
I learned that from working at Roche Tissue Diagnostics, and the head of facilities gave me this paper um, of who he is and how he likes to be addressed. And so I was reading this paper, and one of it was his attitude towards servant leadership, and that's how he chooses to run his leadership style.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the guys, there would be no you. That's there's like, yeah, the leader serves his employees. Yeah. I'm here for your I'm here for you. Yeah. It's a big twist, you know, from somebody who's just learning about leadership, right? When you turn it around, it goes back inward to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They trust you more. You become more credible. You become the guy
Yeah.
they can look to. Hmm. Now you can be there's multiple leadership styles. Not one style is completely right.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I like to think of it more of a combination. When to be the servant leader, when
Mhm.
to be the demanding leader, when to be the tempered leader. Because human beings are not one dimensional anyways. So why put yourself
Yeah.
in a box? Why make yourself one,
Yeah.
why make yourself so regimented in one way? Or why make yourself so strict in one way? You got to have some adaptability in not only how you are in your personal life so that it creates abundance with everyone else, but in your leadership style and how you portray yourself and how you deliver on the message.
Yeah. And then leaders create better leaders. Leaders create leaders around them, so it multiplies.
Exactly. And bad leaders create bad leaders.
Yeah.
I remember working in sales and the top sales guy had just gotten promoted. Shout out to you. You know who you are.
Hey, man.
He doesn't work there no more. He started a business. But
That's right. He earned it.
yeah,
That's good.
so he got promoted to a sales manager, new car sales manager, and he was being a real dick to me for like a week. And I told him like, dude, what the fuck is up with you, bro? And he said, look, man, I know I'm being hard on you,
Hmm.
but it's only because they were hard on me, and so I'm being hard on you.
Mm.
It's just how it is. That's where bad leaders create bad leaders. And he wasn't a good leader, not because he wasn't a bad person or anything like that. He was a great guy. He's a good guy. You'd like him too if you met him. Although he was much more into selling and making money rather than being a leader for the people. I know a couple of my managers
Interesting.
from that same era who didn't have that attitude, who were more about the people. Those guys were really great managers. So I don't want to like pinpoint and say like everyone in sales or everyone in car sales manager, all of them are bad. That's just not true. But what I think matters more is how they were taught and how they were brought up to become
Mm.
leaders, dictate whether or not they're going to be good or bad or create a good culture or bad culture.
Okay. So it sounds to me like it's all just like confidence and decisiveness and and like loyalty. And I'm just like looking back to the 13 leadership traits, right? I'm gonna say them right now, uh, just because I remember them. Judgment, justice, dependability, initiative, right? Decisiveness, tact, knowing when to say something, when not to say something, where it's important, integrity, holding firm to your standards and your philosophy, um, enthusiasm, showing up. I mean, like you get that too from sales, right? Very enthusiastic, right? But controlled enthusiasm. Bearing, like bearing the load of things as a leader. Unselfishness, that's where servant leadership comes in, right? And then courage, we just talked about that last month. Knowledge, that's another stoic virtue that we're going to dive into. Loyalty, and then mental and physical endurance. Those are the leadership traits that I learned in my life. That like I just remember the names of it. That's like my compass. Yeah. What comes to mind?
As you were reading those off, I was just imagining
Mhm.
the similarities in management that I've seen and how all of those are extremely important. Um, I wish we written those down because looking back at all of them, I have a lot to say about it. But
Yeah, we could talk about one of these episodes or whatever. Yeah.
I think in order to be a good leader, a great manager, having total ownership of your duties, of your tasks, of the line of work you're in makes the difference. It's so easy working at the restaurant to say that nothing matters because it's just food. It's so easy to say that, well, it's just this. But that's not how I was brought up. My first job that I ever got
Mhm.
was at a sports bar restaurant, and the owner taught me work ethic, true work ethic. I mean, I already had the endurance and the physicality and the integrity from my bodybuilding and my cycling and running. But he taught me what it truly means to be a leader, but more importantly, someone who cares
Yeah.
about the little stuff that needs to get done in a business.
Wow.
So when I come in every day to the restaurant, I think this is my business. And if that is true, I have to treat it as such. I have to treat my employees better than probably they're getting treated by whatever's going on at home. I have to
Damn.
treat the tasks like it's extremely urgent that needs to get done. I can't lay around and be lazy with the tasks or not do something knowing that something needs to get done because this is my business. If it was truly, truly my business, in which it is, I take full ownership about it. If these tasks do not get done, if I'm not the leader that I'm supposed to,
Yeah.
then I'm not going to have a business very long. And so to be a great manager, to be a great leader takes extreme ownership. You take everything on as it is your own.
Yeah. I find myself um reviewing the mentors that I look up to a lot. And then every time I do that, like, and I see the way they carry themselves, my whole mindset just shifts. It's like, whoa, I've been thinking about that incorrectly. Or, and I think it's important to just like have a moment to yourself and reflect back on the week. What did I do great? And how come I'm thinking this way? Like, whenever you're stuck, read a book, talk to somebody about it, like this podcast, right? So that we can just constantly learn. You, like, I think the problem with like college is people think that once you're graduated, like there's no more learning, and I've seen that. So I think it's important to just constantly be a lifelong learner. Yeah.
And I agree. Learning is a lifelong journey. I like to think that all of us have everything that we've ever needed or ever would want inside us. And as we continue to get older and time continues to do its thing, we start to learn and unlock those traits and create those new neural pathways that's always been there.
Yeah,
I,
it's great, man.
I think that everything in the world has already been here for years. And us stepping into this world, being born, we're just learning more about who we are,
Hmm.
building up, I'll say this, learning more about who we are and getting the courage to choose the life that we want to live. It's so easy to listen to social media or what society is doing, so much so that you don't even know who you are or where you're going because you have all this information thrown at you all at once. You have this advice, you have these people talking, but what do you actually think?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
As I gotten older and more, I consider myself a really deep independent thinker. I look at all these concepts that's being thrown around, and the more that I get more secure with myself and the person I'm becoming, the more wildly strange everyone else's opinions become.
Yeah.
It's no longer I'm not doing anything wrong or I'm doing something wrong because someone thinks differently than me. It's now became they have a point of view that benefits them in some way,
Mhm.
but does it benefit my life? And sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no. But I have those pausing moments to decide what is right for the man that I'm becoming.
Yeah,
I'm not so quick to take on advice anymore as I was when I was younger.
Dan, that leads to our next book. Yeah, what is right? Yeah, exactly.
What is right? Dude, what's kind of crazy is I feel like we already know all these principles in this book, and
He's talking about it.
reading this book brings it to the forefront of the mind.
Yeah, I find that a lot. I'm like, oh, okay, here's this concept about work, 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 or the make the main thing the main thing. I'm like, yeah, I know that, but I just got the only thing you got to do now when you read is apply it. Application.
Yeah. Don't read a book if you're not going to apply that information.
That's a waste. Yeah, I carry this book with me everywhere I go. There's always a pause in life where I can just read an excerpt. I'm like, wow, this applies to any moment.
Yeah, it takes me a while to read a book.
Oh yeah?
It does. Not because I don't have the time for it or anything like that, but when I sit down to read, I like to read a chapter or two chapters and then sit and ponder it for like 30 minutes.
Oh wow, that's good.
I value the book very much, and the lessons are very compacted. And so when I'm pondering, I'm thinking about all the secret lessons, the hidden things that it's trying to tell me as well. And if I have more time, I take the journal out and I write about it. I write my own book version of the chapter I just read. And it helps me grasp the concept at a deeper level.
That's inspiring, dude. I need to go get a notebook now. I'm going to
I'm,
Mark.
I'm surprised you don't have one already. I thought you already
Oh
had.
no, dude. Yeah, there's like a whole stack of them right here, but they're all scattered thoughts and just you know when I apply pen to paper, like I wrote down my workout, for example, on paper for the push-ups
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to structure this. I got to write it out, as plainly as back in school, I used to write out like all these math problems and on paper and just solve something, right? It's very important, yeah, to have a journal. So thanks for bringing that up. I get a journal again, a little bigger one.
I dude, I write so much. I got this journal like 3 weeks ago, and I need to buy another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But it's helpful to look at your thoughts and to see it. Whenever I start a new workout program, I do the same thing. I grab like a regular piece of paper and I start writing down what it looks like. And then as time moves on, it slowly goes into my phone. It's more
yeah, yeah,
structured. I
yeah,
have my times of when I'm going to do it.
yeah,
It evolves.
yeah, man, yeah, man. So it's inspiring, man. I appreciate you showing up every week. This is 14 weeks
Hey,
coming
likewise.
back from coming back 3 years, and yeah, starting this podcast is. I think the next step that we need to do now is push this content out a little bit.
Yeah. If you guys liked it,
Yeah,
please comment down below. Let us
comment.
know your thoughts. Let us know your own philosophies. I'm very curious. I want to read more about them. Definitely give us feedback, man. Always looking for feedback so we can improve on our podcast, on the topics that we're sharing. So any feedback would be awesome. like, share with with your friends. The more the merrier.
I'm glad that you said that your workers watch this.
Yeah,
That's cool. I like that. Yeah.
they're cool sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. So, man, what's the week? Oh, it's May. It's May already, man. So,
Yeah.
what kind of things do you want to work on this week? Um, Going into the book and everything.
Well, I would like to finish this part two this week.
It's good.
Next, is it next week? Nah, it's not. But yeah, I would like to finish the part two of this book. I'm still doing my cardio. What I've recently implemented is my weight training back into my programming. A couple of days ago, I did my program. I'm still sore, dude. My legs are so fucked. Um,
What kind of program do you follow? Like, do you follow do you have a program or like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm interested in know.
I've been using the same program for the 8 years I've been working out.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I bought the Larry Wheels program back before he became super big and before the whole membership to his workouts became a thing too. So I have a whole PDF of two of his separate programmings with his coaching, with his coach's coaching and his nutrition plan all in one. So I use that and it's it's
Interesting.
it's geared towards building out the platform that you already have. But I have another program that is more towards building the platform. They coexist.
Building the platform.
Yeah, so yeah, that one's more geared bodybuilding, a lot more volume. It's meant to like build a base for your biceps, chest, legs, and so on.
Mm.
The one that I'm working on takes that platform and creates a stronger, more built frame. So it's not just about aesthetically looking good, although that is a byproduct. It also makes your muscles denser and stronger.
Yeah, with the heavy lifts. It sounds like it's a lot of 5x5s or 4x5s or something.
No, it's a lot of like yeah, there's some fives, but it's like fives, eights, and 12s, and 100 totals with pause reps and
Okay.
duffalo bars.
Okay. So that's this. Yeah, those little small tweaks. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good to follow a program for like a long time. That's what I do. And then I build off of adding more weights. I repeat literally the same program.
Yeah,
I just add more weights slowly and progressively. What's good, guys, is I have an app, right? And that when I track the numbers, it tells me the 1% one rep max. So I do percentages off of that. Cool thing about logging things is it'll tell you, you just keep logging it, logging it, logging it, logging it, and then you're going to know if you're improving or not. Great, great. Yeah.
yeah. I use percentages the same way. I go based off of my max. Like a few days ago, I was working with 57.5% of the max. For bench press, I was doing a 3 second pause for about 8 reps. So 315, 57.5% of that is 181.2 pounds. So I just did 185 pounds, rounded up. I was working with that. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
about 4 sets of 8 for 3 second long pause at the bottom.
Yeah, those pause reps are very important. Yeah.
Man, they're great. I love them. I love
I
pause.
love pause reps. Yeah. Yeah. My volume's changing now with the 350 push-ups. I'm not doing any more bench movements. Just doing straight up.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Your chest is probably
I'm not doing any.
fire.
Yeah, I'm not doing any push movements right now. I'm just lower body and push-ups right now. But also shoulders. Don't forget. Don't forget them shoulders. Yeah, that's it.
Speaking about shoulders, my rear delt is popping out again.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm getting that C cut that I had a while
Rear
ago.
delt. You're doing probably what rear delt something. Mhm.
Yeah, I do like a fuck ton of reps on reverse pec deck,
Yeah.
and I do for isolation movements, I do rear delt cable pulls, but I do a stretching movement at the bottom. So if the cable's right here, I'm pulling down this way, and then I'm stretching my arm out this way, and I'm coming back. And it's one movement, one arm each side. And what that does is it allows the the back end to pull. So if I'm doing this, and I'm pulling this way, you kind of see my rear delt.
Yeah. Oh shit. Where'd you get that? That's dope.
On just from practice and trying new things. Like I remember doing face pulls, but for me, I felt more of my traps being activated. And I'm like, I want to build my rear delt more. So I'm gonna do one arm so I can try to figure out how that feels like. And then I figured out that one arm feels pretty good. And then I realized, but if I stretch it out, I get much more targeted in that muscle group. I just been doing that for God, at least 6 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that anywhere like online too?
What is?
Like that method you showed. Then I can look it up.
Um, Not that I've seen. I mean, there's variations of people doing it, but I haven't seen
Yeah.
the stretch. No. In high school, my shoulders were like C cups on either side. My side delts were huge. My chest was massive. I was in my junior year and I had a huge chest and huge shoulders and huge back. I was also I was 190 pounds, 195 pounds. So I wasn't too heavy, but I wasn't super light either. Genetically speaking, I have my chest, my back, my shoulders are probably my best features because I have that. My chest comes down all the way and it creates this giant bird chest and shelf. My back is the fastest. It's the fastest muscle group that decreases in body fat, and my shoulders just get so fucking massive, bro. I don't know why they do. They just do.
You know what I do for shoulders? It was hard. I think genetically it's hard for me to build shoulders, but I do Arnold presses. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, those are good.
they're good, right? I feel like that's been helping a lot. Yeah.
How much volume do you do with your side delts and rear delts?
I remember before Arnold presses, I was doing like side delt, like I don't know. I feel like Arnold presses are a lot better. Like I, I can actually add weight to them a lot better. Yeah.
They're a compound movement. Yeah.
Okay.
But what do you do for your side delts and your rear delts?
I don't do much. I only do Arnold presses now. I used to do, cable raises,
Mhm.
side raises, rear delt flies. Um,
What was the rep range?
12, 15, 4 sets.
Okay, it's not bad.
Yeah.
That's your bottleneck right there. If you're only doing Arnold presses, that's your bottleneck because you're using your front delt to help with your side delt. There's no rear delt action going on. Um, what really explodes my shoulders is when I do either a side or my rear delt for like 15 to 25 reps per set, low weight. I just keep going until it burns. And I keep my rest periods to about a minute. And I do about 4 sets, 4 or 5 sets. That implodes my shoulders a ton. It's just so much going on.
Hmm. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
shoulders are one of those muscle groups where, like for your side delt, the more volume you do, the better. The rear delt, more volume you do, the better. Um, Front delt, you can overload it since you're doing a lot of pressing movements anyways.
Yeah.
But because I have shoulder problems, well, I don't have shoulder problems, but I had surgery on my shoulder. So there's
Oh shit.
a limit to how much I can overload it. Um, so if I'm trying to keep my strength, I usually just do overhead press, military press, but that'd be like the only thing that I would do for shoulder pressing movement. Everything else would be high volume for my side delts and rear delts.
Hmm. Yeah, I do military press too. Yeah.
I'll send you a pic of when I was in high school, my shoulders.
Yeah.
I'll see here if I can show it. That
Yeah.
was
Pretty
junior,
good, bro.
yeah, junior
Pretty
year.
big.
Yeah, I was 195. This is front pose. Uh, Obviously not my leanest,
Yeah, man.
but yeah, that was pretty big.
Nice.
Yeah, best thing about that, muscle memory. I work out like twice and then my muscle comes back.
Yeah, I love that. When everything's on point with nutrition, it's just like yeah, taking a week. But it's not even like taking a week off. It's a week off of recovery. And then all of a sudden, boom, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in to the Geared Accountability Podcast, episode 14. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, since this is Monday from where you guys are listening to this. Guys have any feedback, let us know. Hit us up on
yep.
Instagram. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.